Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy to be here, lads. Happy to be here. We are back. I'll show you my team now. But yeah, let's get cracking. Fire in those questions. That's what we're here for today. I'll probably have some questions for you guys too, in terms of what I'm doing with this team. But we'll focus on you guys for now. So we will. But yeah, fire those questions in. Welcome into the chat, guys. Good to have everyone here. Jimbo the Daddy, yo, what is up, man? Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope you are. Oh, it's good to be back. I know it was only a week, but I'm liking these deadline streams, to be honest. Getting to know you guys and hopefully helping you guys win your mini leagues. I will be taking full credit for all of that. Sincerely. So let me know what you guys need help with, any decisions to make. I'm sure there's a lot of similar things to discuss. OV Stephen, Haaland now plus Bowen in 38, or Watkins now plus Salah in 38. I like the Haaland and Bowen combo, to be honest. I think it's a bit more differential. And Watkins and Salah is very template. You only have 2 game weeks left. You might as well go for it. I mean, obviously, if you're protecting your league in your mini league, if you're trying to protect your rank in your mini league or wherever you are ranked in the world, OV, then I would do the Watkins and Salah move. But I really like the Haaland and Bowen move for you. That's a nice little differential. Excuse me. Jeevan Gill, hi. Welcome back to the stream. Alex, you too. Welcome back. Nice to see you again. Thoughts on Sarr? Unfortunately, Sarr will be departing my team this week, most likely. But yeah, Sarr, it's a tricky one. Palace players in general are very tricky. They only have 3 days to recover. Ovi, you're chasing? Yeah, I would go for the Haaland and Bowen move. Really like that one. Ricky Rich FPL, hi there. Hello to you too. Welcome to the stream. Anonymous L, hey Stephen, managed to overtake my mini league leader. Was trailing by 29 points last week. What a jump that is. Now you're 3 points ahead. He has Rodgers, I don't. Is Sarr to Rodgers a good move? Oh, I like what you're thinking. Yeah. If you're just trying to maintain that league, Sarr to Rodgers is a great move in general, but also accompany that with the fact that your mini league rival has Rodgers, who you're trying to, you're trying to keep him below you. Then yeah, I really like that move, Anonymous L. George, thoughts on Salah cap? A lot of people moving captaincy, and he's chasing Premier League records too. Yeah, listen, I like the narrative there. I just don't see the form, and also the fact that Liverpool have been in Dubai all week. They've been partying. They've been quite literally on the beach. I know people say they've been on the beach as like a phrase for they've been taking it easy, but they have literally been on the beach. So I would say yeah, maybe Salah captain isn't the best. He's not in great form, but I do see your narrative with Salah, chasing records and not many people captaining him, but not many people are captaining him for those reasons. Ricky Rich, finally I got you online. Glad to have you in the stream, man. Welcome. Jeevan Gill, who to bench out of Rodgers, Bowen, Salah, KDB, Mbumo, Isak, Wissa, Watkins? Oh, that's a tough one, but it would probably have to be, for me it's between Rodgers and Wissa, and I think I would probably bench Wissa. I really like Rodgers for this game week against Spurs. The only concern is if Spurs do a full strength team, then Wissa would have been the one to go for. But yeah, I'm just gonna edge it in Rodgers' favor there. Alex Escobedo, would you switch to Neto or Asensio for a hit? I would switch to Neto. I think Neto will play up top as a striker again. If I could afford him for the moves that I'm gonna be making, which is Sarr out and Mateta out, yeah, I would have gone for Neto. I like the Neto move. Depends who you're getting out though, Alex. Who are you transferring out for this hit? Let me know. Jeevan, who are your favourite differentials? I actually was going to say Neto is one of my favourite differentials this game week. Yeah, he'd be up there for sure. Sohail, hello. Welcome back to the stream, my man. Good to see you. Jeevan Gill, sell Salah to Palmer or Neto? Yeah, I do like the Salah to Palmer move. Salah to Neto feels like you could maybe get Neto somewhere else. I don't think that's a huge upgrade for sure. I don't think that's a definite upgrade even. But I do think Salah to Palmer is a decent move, especially if you're chasing rank. Ricky Rich FPL. I'm between Isak, Wissa, Wood out for Watkins or KDB. Out for Palmer. Wait, okay. Isak, Wissa, Wood out for Watkins. Okay, so which one of those three? I mean, if you can do all of them straight to Watkins, then I see. But KDB out for Palmer or Saka. I don't think I'd be transferring out KDB right now. You know, I think he will play this game. Or at least I hope so as an owner. You're 9 points away from top 50k. Well done. What would you do? 1 free transfer and 3.8 in the bank. Okay, so you can get Watkins. But would you want to sell Wissa or Wood? Maybe just do... you could just... I would say, actually, between those three, I'd probably want to sell Isak. I'd probably want to keep Wissa and Wood. But I understand what you're saying now between KDB for Palmer or Saka. I'd probably just do I'd probably stay away from Watkins and go for KDB to Palmer, actually. I actually don't mind that for you, Ricky. Jimbo the Daddy. Cunha to Vardy for a -4. Is that worth the -4? Are we unsure about Cunha's minutes? Is that the issue? You're chasing 65 points in your mini league and have a free hit next week, by the way. Madueke or Neto against Man United? Madueke generally does well against weaker teams. Also, Cunha to Vardy for -4. I would go for Neto because we think he's going to play as a striker. So that's just why I favour Neto over Madueke. You're chasing 65 points, so Cunha to Vardy, I don't know, is that going to get it? I don't think it's worth the -4, to be honest. I don't think it is. Because if Cunha plays, he has decent fixtures, you know. Yeah. Jeevan, why not bench Isak? Yeah, it could bench Isak. Just not sure if that suits my team necessarily. Ed Luss, who would you bench out of Marmoush, Kluivert or Semenyo? Want to roll and my gut says bench Marmoush. Let me just remind myself very quickly who Bournemouth actually play this week. They play Man City. It's a tricky one because like you don't want them to play Man City away. I'd probably want to bench Marmoush there. Yeah, after the FA Cup. Geronimo, 0.5 in bank, 2 free transfers. Isak / Murphy to Watkins / Rogers. Yeah, I love that. Those are great moves. Really like them. Geronimo, love it. Alex says, planning Isak to Watkins already. Sarr would be the one to go out. Okay, yeah. Then going back to your moves, I think Sarr out for, who was it, Neto or Asensio, did you say? Let me just make sure, Alex. You said Neto or Asensio. Yeah, I like the Sarr to Neto move. You're actually not, you know, you're not stealing my moves because you're getting Isak out. I'm getting Mateta. But yeah, I like it, man. Really like it. Ravinda, hi Stephen, I'm playing bench boost this game week. Do you recommend transferring out Murphy for a -4? And who do you recommend? I have about 7 million budget. I don't think transferring him out is worth the -4 necessarily, because we do think he'll play and they have a lot to play for Newcastle. Mr. B, De Bruyne to Palmer -4 to cap him. Already have Watkins, then bench Wissa or Cunha, or just roll, don't do anything. I'm chasing 18 points in my mini league. If you're having to bench Wissa or Cunha, I wouldn't do it for -4. And then I would just captain Watkins instead, mate. Alex, another fun one could be to sell Salah and Sarr to Palmer and Saka and hide behind the couch for the Villa game. Salah and Sarr out for Palmer and Saka and then keep Isak. I almost prefer that. I really like Palmer and Saka in. They're two really good picks this game week, to be honest. Yeah, I actually don't mind that, Alex, because like I'm actually happy enough to hold on to Isak. He's been so good all season. He's been so good. Like, what did did he blank last game week? Yeah. But he still has 1, 2, 3 goals in the past 5 games. And people are selling Isak. I know the fixtures aren't great with Arsenal and Everton coming up, but it's Isak. He's been so consistent all year. So I actually don't mind those. I think it could be a fun way to end your season, Alex. Don't mind it. Offside footy. Hey, Stephen, your team looking sharp for this week, apart from Mateta, though. Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure about Sarr either myself. Welcome back to the stream. You say, start 1 mid, Elanga versus Sarr. Start 1 defender, Milenkovic versus Munoz. I would start Elanga and Munoz there. I like Elanga over Sarr just for the minute security. And then Nottingham Forest defence has been quite poor, and I do expect West Ham to score. I do also think Munoz will play in their match because he just plays every minute. He's an absolute monster. and he's great. He's more attacking than Milenkovic. So to answer your question, it would be Elanga and Munoz to start. Ricky Rich, thanks mate, no problem at all. Glad you came to the stream, man. Anonymous L, who would you start out of Eze, Elanga and Isak? If I had to pick just one, it would probably be, it's between Eze and Isak, and it would probably be Isak I would start. Even though they're up against Arsenal, I don't mind it. He's on pens. He's Isak. He's been so good all year. Bison Ravi, what are your thoughts on the dilemma? Isak to Watkins now versus rolling Saka and to get Saka and Evanilson in 38. I think I prefer getting Watkins in now, to be honest. Yeah, just attacking that fixture against Spurs. FPL Hawk, hello again, kind sir. Hello to you too. Went Beto as a differential. Nice one. Who do I bench of Watkins, Wissa, Mbumo, Salah, Bowen, Rodgers, or Sarr? Thinking Bowen against Forest on the bench, perhaps. That is disappointing because, as you can see, I'm captaining Bowen, and I'm gonna keep it that way. So no, I wouldn't bench Bowen. I mean, he's been so good recently. 4 goals, 2 assists in the past 6 games. So I would probably have to bench Wissa there, to be honest. Or sorry, Sarr. I would definitely bench Sarr. CL says, hi mate, hello. 40 points behind in my league. Cunha to Watkins or Cunha and Salah to Watkins and Palmer. Are you putting the like brackets around those names to say you're captaining those guys? Which is interesting. Cunha and Salah to Watkins and Palmer. Yeah, if you're 40 points behind, don't mind it at all. The second one for a -4. Is it worth the -4? That is now I'm actually considering that. You know what? I know you're 40 points behind, but I think the Cunha to Watkins move will suffice. Because the question is, does Palmer outscore Salah by 4 points? And I'm not sure he does. Baggy Fog 7. Is Salah to Palmer worth -4? No, I don't think it is. SC. You done Diaz to Bowen. Not sure to take -4 for Watkins to keep up with rank top 100k. Already got KDB, Salah, and Mbumo, Rodgers, Bowen, Isak, Wissa, and Wood. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't think it's worth the -4 in that case. Don't think it is. A2 Chavosi says, start Wood or Sarr? I would start Wood for sure. J8Key says, should I do a -4 Mateta, Marmoush to Vardy and Watkins, chasing on a mini league? Yeah, I do like those moves. For the -4 even, Mateta and Marmoush, both of them have probably played most of the game 3 days before in the FA Cup final. If that goes to 120 minutes, you will be stressing about Mateta and Marmoush. I can't even speak. You'll be stressing about these two guys, Mateta and Marmoush, starting. So I like those moves. Fairly same. Sujan, you say you have a fairly same team in attack. Would you do Sarr to Saka or Mateta to Watkins? Mateta to Watkins, block me to Sarr to Saka next week. Huh. You can afford Sarr to Saka? I actually quite like that. The thing is, I think Mateta is more of a sell than Sarr. So yeah, I think if to answer your question, I think Mateta to Watkins, even if it blocks you Sarr to Saka next week, it's okay. I think Watkins is a better own over the next 2 game weeks than having Saka for that Southampton fixture. Eve Wendland, bench Cunha, then Rodgers or Sade for Murphy. So bench Cunha and then Rodgers or Sade for Murphy. I'm not really quite sure what you're asking, Eve. Are you saying to sell Rodgers or Sade? Because oh no, sorry, I'm being stupid. You're saying to get Rodgers or Sade in for Jacob Murphy, which obviously makes sense. I would say Rodgers. Yeah, I would say Rodgers there if I had to pick between him and Sade. Nihar Nike, I'm planning of bringing in Rodgers for either one of Trossard or Murphy. Which one do you prefer? I would sell Murphy. I think Trossard will actually start. Yeah, I'd sell Murphy. He has really, 2 tough fixtures coming up, Arsenal and Everton. Trossard plays, Newcastle this game week, but then Southampton the next one. So, Hale, you say your team here. So, Raya, Gvardiol, Cucurella, Konate, solid. Salah, Mbumo, Sarr, Murphy, Isak, Cunha, Wood. Verbruggen, Kluivert, Milenkovic, and Burn on the bench. Thinking Sarr to Palmer captain, would you take a hit and do Isak to Watkins? I love the fact that you can do Sarr to Palmer just straight off the bat. I wouldn't take the hit for Isak to Watkins. I wouldn't, because I could see Isak scoring against Arsenal, They are not indestructible by any means. But yeah, I think your team looks really nice. You have a really good setup. I mean, I love that you've Cucurella in the defence too. I wish I did. this game week. But Sar to Palmer and Captain Palmer, love it. Love it, man. Next one, Aaron says, start Gvardiol or Matson? I'd definitely start Gvardiol. Cod God, Bowen Captain. Yes, indeed. I've got to do something different. I'm 195k in the world, so I really have to switch things up a bit. Sam Ansel, is it worth a bench boost if I have Murillo, Nico Williams, Ipswich centre-back on the bench? I feel like next week would be even worse if I wait. I actually don't mind that for you. I don't mind it. That being said, I don't think that Nottingham Forest will keep a clean sheet, and I hope they don't because I've got Bowen captain. But you have an Ipswich defender there, which, you know, they play Leicester, so that's not a bad fixture at all. The fixtures are definitely there to bench boost, is what I would say, Sam. Excuse me, guys. Mr. B, you ask, KDB, Rogers, Wissa, bench 1. I would probably bench Wissa there, unfortunately. Hector Denny, bench Murphy or Konate? I'm always going to bench the defender there and start Murphy, yeah. FPL Hawk, noted, Sar to the bench it is. Yes, indeed. David Nekovar, hi, who do you change for Elanga? Neto. Thanks and have a nice evening. You too, I hope you have a lovely evening. Who do you change for Elanga? I'm not quite sure what you mean there. Sorry, David. Could you ask your question again, because I'm not sure what you mean. Change for Elanga and then in brackets Neto? Just type your question again, because I do want to answer it, but I'm not quite sure what you're asking. CL says, cheers, mate. Yes, brackets were the captain. I've never seen that done before, but interesting. It's interesting approach. Very concise. Kimmy says, would you rather Neto and Watkins or Palmer and Beto? I would say Neto and Watkins. Yeah, just for the fact that Neto has the chance of starting up top. I really like that for him. Robert Simic, start Konsa or Munoz? I would start Munoz there. Or would I? Konsa against that Spurs defence? I think it's a close one. You know what? I'm going to answer your question as fully as I can. Konsa has a 36% chance of a clean sheet. What does Crystal Palace have? 29%. In that case, I would start Konsa over Munoz. Sar to Palmer for a -4? Yes, I would do that. Yeah, for -4, I like that. I like that a lot. Murphy or Sar? Thanks for the help all season. No problem, Michael Murphy. I would start Murphy there. I don't think Sar will get many minutes. He's never quite good for minutes anyways. You know, he does get early subs every now and then. So yeah, I would start Murphy there. Sohail, thank you, sir. No problem at all. Good luck this game week. Let me know what you think of my team, Sohail. I mean, I know you had some advice for me, and I am, you know, thinking of sticking to my move of what was it? I'm gonna do most likely Mateta and Sar out to Watkins and Enzo is who I was thinking. Enzo Fernandez, and just hope that he plays that in the 10. Just gotta hope that happens. And then also let me know what you think about the Bowen captaincy shout. You've just answered asked the question again. Have you decided if you're doing the Sar and Mateta hit? I think I am. And I'm glad that you agree. Okay, continue on with the questions, guys. Jeevan Gill, start Kiwior or Munoz or Konate. Between Arsenal, Liverpool and Crystal Palace, it looks like Arsenal and Crystal Palace have similar clean sheet odds, so I would start the most attacking one in Munoz there. Is my answer to you. Ognin Vasiljevic says, start Wood or Cunha? I would start Wood there. I think Cunha's minutes could be slightly at risk. Slightly. And I like Wood this game week. Patrick Manson, chasing rank 9 points. Not bad at all. 9 points. That's a very small amount. Palmer now for KDB and captain, then switch to Saka in 38. You like that one? Okay, good to know. Or Saka now, armband on Watkins, and Semenyo for Sar in 38. I quite like the aggressiveness of Palmer and then Saka, to be honest. That is nice and aggressive. But you do have Sar. Does that mean you have to play Sar this game week? Not ideal, but I do like how aggressive that Palmer and then Saka move is to end the season. Ravinda Anjana says, what about Rogers captain for differential? Don't mind it at all. If you're chasing rank, could be the play. Davidas says, 40k rank, well done, sir. Need 18 points to 25k. Thoughts about Haaland captain? Yeah, if you have Haaland, then captain is a great shout. Really like it. Nathan, great stream as always. Thank you very much, mate. Who do you bench out of Saliba Kirkez instead, or Raya, Areola instead, or start both? So Saliba versus Kirkez. Let me go back to the old reliable Rob T graphics. So Saliba versus Kirkez, we have Arsenal at 29% clean sheet odds, and Bournemouth are in and around 11% clean sheet odds. I would say Saliba in that case. And then Raya versus, so then it's West Ham 24% and Arsenal 29%. If you don't want to double up, I do think then I would go Saliba and Areola in that case. But I think I personally would do the double up of Saliba and Raya. Start both. Hopefully that answers your question, Nathan. Moving on, guys. Daniel Foon, Game Week 37. Good to know. Isak out, Vardy in. Game Week 38, I'll be able to get Saka in, Eze out. Or Game Week 37, you could do Marmoush out, Vardy in. And then 38, you can't afford Saka. Maybe go for Trossard, but I will maintain Isak. Which one do you prefer? I don't think Isak to Vardy is great this game week. And I also don't think Saka is absolutely essential to end the season. I mean, I think everyone would love to have him, obviously. But I think if you're selling Isak to do it this game week, I don't think it's the best move, Daniel. I quite like the Marmoush out, Vardy in move. Offside footy. Okay, here we go. I can already tell I'm going to love this comment. 33% of goals Arsenal conceded were from forward, likely Isak Hall. Vardy 200th goal incoming in his final Leicester game. Cunha will be a top punt against a tired Crystal Palace. FA Cup final likely to go to extra time. This is the kind of analysis we need, guys. 33% of goals Arsenal conceded were from the striker, so Isak has a 33% chance of scoring based off this. I don't mind it at all. Obviously those percentages are completely made up by me, but yeah, if they concede 1/3 of their goals from a forward line from the striker, then I'm sure most teams do that, though, to be fair. So Hale, have you decided if you're doing the SAR? Oh, sorry, I already answered that. Yes, I am. Nick, 10 points behind. I have Palmer, Bowen, Evanilson. He has KDB, SAR, Marmoush. He'll go from Isak / Marmoush to Ollie Watkins and captain him. Do I match Isak to Ollie Watkins and captain, or differential captain like Palmer and Roll? I think you could do Isak to Watkins and differential captain like Palmer. Could you do that? You don't have to captain Watkins if you get him in. I don't think you do. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, headphone users. Okay, Kimmy, thanks. Was thinking the same regarding Neto and Watkins or Palmer and Beto dilemma. Keep the good work. One of the best FPL creators out there. Cheers and good luck. Really appreciate that. That means a lot. Aaron Yeager, playing for mini league. Should I captain Eze or Asensio as a differential over Mbumo captain? And good luck as well. Well, good luck to you too. All three of those are probably differential picks. And I think probably, is Mbumo a slightly differential pick for captaincy this game week? I think yes. And he'd probably be my favourite captain out of those three guys, to be honest. I would go for Mbumo there. David Nekovar, sorry, wanted to ask if I should exchange Elanga for Neto or Rodgers. Thank you very much. I don't think Elanga's a sell this game week by any means. I think some people could actually be buying him. So David, I would hold on to Elanga there. NX, I'm chasing in mini league. Have free hit for the last week. What should I do? Planning Isak to Watkins captain. What else? Yeah, I quite like that. Isak to Watkins captain. In terms of your free hit for the last week, then tune into my video before the end of the season. I'm sure I'll do a free hit in my last video for the season. We're almost there, guys. Jeevan Gill, would Neto at upfront not be better than Enzo? Oh yeah, 100%. Neto is definitely a better asset than Enzo Fernandez, I would say. I would love to get him in. I just can't afford him with the moves that I'm making. Suv Padeccia says, bench one, I'm chasing. Salah, Mbumo, or Bowen. Oh my god. That is very tough. I just could never bench Salah, to be honest. Mbumo or Bowen. Maybe Mbumo? I'm captaining Bowen, so I have to say that, but oh, that is a tough one, man. Is there no one else? Who else is in your midfield that you can't bench? Because Salah and Mbumo and Bowen are some of the best players to have in FPL in your midfield. Other than maybe Palmer and who else? Palmer, KDB. Let me know who else is in your midfield there. Junaid says Salah to Palmer for -4. I don't think that's worth it. I don't think Palmer will outscore Salah by 4. Famous last words. George, I'm still debating starting Wissa against KDB. Part of me wonders how many minutes KDB will get, even though it is his last game. Can I get your thoughts on this? Cheers, mate. I think I would still start KDB. I think I still would. He's been so good recently, and he's keeping City ticking along. We'll see. But I would probably start KDB there. R says, hey Stephen, hello to you too. Chasing mini league rank Sarr to Neto and Salah. Sarr to Neto and Salah, or KDB to Saka. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what you mean. Sarr to Neto and Salah, or KDB to Saka. That doesn't make much sense to me. KDB to Saka. Oh, sorry. Okay, so what you said is Sarr to Neto and Salah, or KDB to Saka. So you have Salah and KDB to Saka. Yeah, I would do Sarr to Neto, and probably I would do between Salah and KDB to Saka. It would probably be KDB, just because of the FA Cup. I know Salah's not an ideal hold at the moment, but KDB to Saka in that chance for the -4, I don't mind it at all. And then, Paddy O'Callaghan, welcome to the chat. welcome. You know what? I saw before I started the stream that you actually sent me a message, Paddy. So I'm gonna answer that for you right on the stream. Sorry to gaslight all of our messages now, but let me put Paddy's team up. So, do you mind if I do this, Paddy? Let me know in the chat before I air your whole team. But I'll answer your question before I do the full shebang. So Paddy says, start Saliba or Konsa? That is a tough one. Let's go to Rob T and see what the clean sheet odds are looking like. So Konsa with 36% chance, Saliba 29. Probably have to be Konsa then for me. I think people expect Spurs to put out a bit of a makeshift backline like they've been doing the past 2 games in the Premier League. So it'd have to be Konsa there. Stephen Gill, why not KDB captain, as it's his last home game for City and Forest have more to play for than West Ham? Forest do have more to play for than West Ham, but it's a tough one. You know what, for captaincy, I actually haven't even looked at Rob T's predictions. Where does Bowen even fit anywhere on this list? These are projected scores. Where is my man Bowen? He's not even on the first page. What is going on there? Am I making a grave mistake captaining Bowen? Should I just captain Watkins? It feels like I just don't think I should do that. I quite like captaining Bowen here. Why is his projection so low? That's crazy to me. West Ham just aren't predicted to score many goals against Forest here, I suppose. But no, I'm going to stick with my gut. I got to go for my guy Bowen. Look at the form he's been in. 2 goals the past 2 games, 2 assists before that, a goal there. You know, he blanked this game, but he scored there. Blank scored, blank assisted even, I should say. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Bowen. I'm going to stick with him. So let me get back to your questions. Okay, Paddy, you said all good. I am going to air you out, mate. So Paddy said very quickly, he says, me versus mini league rival, reckon he'll do Mateta to Watkins. So this is your mini league rival, Mateta to Watkins. Is that in his bankroll? Can he afford that? Let's assume he can. You already have Watkins. Okay. Yeah, I think Captain Watkins is good for you here. Paddy, did you already make your moves? Let me know if you already made those moves. But I don't think you did, because I think you've had Watkins just based off my knowledge of your team. Team is looking really good with the double City defense as well. Triple Aston Villa too. Wow, okay, you are really well set up. I have 0 Aston Villa, so no wonder you're ahead of me in our mini league. Yeah, Henderson starting. I quite like this. Let me know, Paddy, what how many transfers you have, what you got in the bank, all that good stuff, and I'll hopefully be able to give you a proper answer. But your team is actually looking well set up. You could probably just roll, to be fair. Okay, let's go back to the rest of the questions. I'm doing my best to get through all of these. So, Uche D. Kolos says, thoughts on Captain Mbumo? Mate, that's a massive differential. I love that. He's playing Southampton, so you can't go wrong. Nathan, thank you. No problem at all, Nathan. Alexi ASMR, are you getting Watkins? I think I will, guys. I think I will. Just to make sure the deadline is at... Oh my god, is the deadline in... It is. Oh my god, I need to do my moves now. I thought the deadline was at past. Oh my god. What is my moves? Watkins in and Enzo in. Did I do that in time? Can I set my team? Oh my god. Guys, I thought... Wait, I'm tripping. It's half 7. Oh my god, why did I read the time wrong and just tripping out because I saw it was 5:30. Okay, that was I mean, I was going to do those moves anyways, so there we go. You saw how quickly I reacted to that. Okay, now you guys can see my team. What all the transfers are made. The deadline is at 6. It's not at 5:30 like I just freaked out and thought they were. So there we go. The moves have been made. That was the plan anyways. So let's get back to your questions. I don't have to worry about my team anymore. Okay. So Daniel Foon, follow your advice. Marmoush out for Vardy, game week 37 and 38. I'll get Trossard. Oh, I do like that. I like it a lot, Daniel. Love it, man. FMH says, Sar or Isak to start? Sar or Isak to start? Isak for sure. Norbu Lama, is Trossard worth keeping? I think he is. And I do think he'll start this game week, so I don't mind starting him either. Daniel Foon, one more question. Bench Munoz or Wan-Bissaka? Love your stream from Malaysia. Wow, Malaysia's a great place. I was visiting there earlier this year, and it's absolutely beautiful. To answer your question, I think I would start Munoz there. Offside footy. Looks like both Raya and Verbruggen going to concede 2 goals. Mostly a choice of who saves more. I think Newcastle is more aggressive in attack and Raya going to save more. What do you think? Yeah, it's a tough one. I just think that if we look at the clean sheet odds, I'm always going to base my defensive selections off this for the most part. Like for keepers, definitely. And when I'm deciding between Verbruggen and Arsenal, I'm looking at Arsenal's clean sheet odds of 29%. I'm looking at Brighton's of 17%. In that case, I've just got to start Raya. But that's the very basic level of how I make my keeper, benching decisions. Junaid, Salah and Palmer from -4. No, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Sukiran Day, behind a mini league by 3 points. I mean, that's absolutely nothing. You want Bowen, great. Planning Sar to Bowen for a free transfer, but need -4 to get him in. My team is Martinez, Konsa, Gvardiol, Munoz, Mbumo, Salah, KDB, Murphy, Sar, Ollie, Wissa, Wood. Really like the team. I think the 2 players that you need to, how much do you need? If you sell Sar to Bowen, if you sell Murphy, how much do you have for him? Maybe Murphy to Enzo could fund that move, is the one that I'm thinking you could do, Sukiran. Suv Padachia says, my other mids are Palmer and Rogers. Yeah, tough to bench those, but I'd probably have to bench Rogers out of the Salah and Mbumo, Bowen, Palmer, Rogers question. You believe in Forest and wanted to bench Bowen. Your forwards are Vardy, Wood and Watkins. Yeah, I see what you mean. I just like Bowen as a captain, so I wouldn't be fond of benching him this game week. Sohail, I do like the Bowen captaincy. It's between him and Watkins. Yep, Bowen, purely because he's playing in the midfield. Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Forest defensive stats aren't great. Fifth worst expected goals allowed in the league, I think. Wow, that is quite telling. I mean, yeah, you can't deny that. It's got to be Bowen in that case, huh, guys? I know he's nowhere near on the projected goals charts, but that just makes me want to select him almost a bit more because he's going to be differential. Paul says, who to start, Raya and Saliba or Martinez and Bradley? I'd start Martinez and Saliba there. Alex Escobedo, market's still using Forest's amazing defense performance throughout the season. This has been playing on my mind too. Maybe that's the reason. That we're seeing that. Sohail, can you confirm Forest's expected goals allowed? Let's have a quick look at FB Ref for the Premier League stats, and we can see the expected goals allowed. Where is Nottingham Forest? They are all the way. I mean, it's not bad. They're like mid-table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're 9th in the table. But if we could do somehow see over the past 10 games, that would be great. But listen, I don't have that on me right now. Nitin Desai, welcome to the stream, mate. Sell Mateta and Saliba for Watkins and budget 5.1 defender for a -4 hit. I wouldn't get Saliba out necessarily. I know you're trying to fund the Watkins moves, but is there another player you could sell? Let me know, Nitin, because I don't think Saliba's, it's not worth the -4 to get him out, even if it was to get Watkins in. David Asvi, sell Sar this week for Enzo if it gets you KDB to Saka game week 38. Yeah, don't mind that at all. Really like those moves, actually. Yeah, definitely sell Sar for Enzo if it gets you KDB to Saka the next week. Love it. Adam, what's your thinking captaining Bowen over others like Watkins? My thinking is that I'm ranked 195k in the world and I want to gain some rank and everyone's going to captain Watkins. So I've got Watkins in because I think he's a great player to have, not just this game week, but next game week too. And I just think that if I captain him as well, I just don't know if that's, I don't know if that's going to gain me the rank that I need to gain, is my answer. But I actually think he is a better captain than Bowen this week. But that's just, you have to play with the rank a bit. So, Ride with Funcho says, Captain Mbumo or Bowen, chasing my mini league. I don't mind the Mbumo captain, but as you can see, I'm going for Bowen. Paddy, you said you have one free transfer with 0.7 in the bank. Rival can't do Mateta to Watkins without hit. 3 Villa already planning to roll. Okay. Yeah, I think based off your team, it looks absolutely set for this game week. So I know it's a bit boring, like rolling the second last game week of the season, but it just means you'll have a lot more fun to play with in the last game of the season. So yeah, I would roll 2 with your team. Looking good, man. Good luck this game week, but not too much. Also, who are you captaining, Paddy? I didn't see in your team. Ride with Funcho says, start Kiwior or Nico Williams. I would start Kiwior there. Stephen Gill, Marino to Neto. Yes, yeah, I love that. Marino to Neto. The other thing is, Jeevan, who else do you have? Because Marino is actually quite a good player to hold, and I'm holding them for next game week because they play Southampton, and there is always the small chance that Arsenal play and Arteta plays with Marino as a striker, in which case we would be feasting as Marino owners with a striker against Southampton, but he's actually out of position as a midfielder in FPL. So is there someone else you can sell to get Neto in instead of Marino? Let me know. Otherwise, I don't mind the transfer out because you're kind of holding on to Marino. He's not playing this week, and he may not play striker the following week. So you're playing a bit with fire there. Because I have Sar or had Sar, it was an easier move for me to make. But there you go. Aaron Yeager, bench Raya or Flecken? Who has a higher clean sheet odds is the question I'm always going to use to answer that question. So Raya with Arsenal, 29%. Flecken, 27%. It's got to be Raya for me then. Got to be Raya for me. Let me put my team back up. I'm going to try fly through these questions now to answer everyone. Cool Chris says, Isak or Marmoush to Watkins? The one who isn't sold will start. Yeah, Marmoush to Watkins for sure. Suv Padiccia, thanks a lot, buddy, and keep up the good work. Excited to see the next FPL season's content. Also, still going to bench Bowen, lol. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But thanks for the lovely comment, and thanks for coming into the stream. Good luck this game week. Sukiran Day, thanks, love from India. Wow, great. Welcome to the stream. Like I said, good to have you in, and yeah, appreciate the comment. Norbu says, best defender to buy this game week? Probably... I would say actually, a rogue shout is Aït-Nouri. I know the Wolves aren't going to have the highest clean sheet odds, but he's basically playing as a winger, and he's a huge differential, and he's so attacking, Jeevan Gill, do you genuinely believe Bowen outscores Watkins? No, I actually don't. I do think Watkins will outscore Bowen, but I'm going on a wing and a prayer that Bowen outscores Watkins, and I've just gotta hope. I need to gain rank, so I might as well switch things up a little bit. I think I just need to change it up a little bit and not captain Watkins this game week. Like a lot of people will, and a lot of people probably should if they have Watkins in their team. But then Glenn Phillip goes ahead and says Watkins will blank. Go for Palmer and Vardy. Yeah, I mean Watkins will blank. Not sure about that. I mean, you say Haaland is totally overlooked. Hat-trick on him would not surprise me. I agree. I think Haaland is overlooked. If I was free hitting this game week, I would 100% have Haaland into my team. The reason he's overlooked is that it's so hard to get him into our teams. But yeah, I agree. If I had him on a free hit, he would be in there for sure. And maybe even a captaincy shout. Daniel G. George, Eze or Rodgers? I have Watkins already. To start, I would probably start Rodgers there. I'd probably start Rodgers over Eze, just with the FA Cup in the back of my mind. Patrick Proctor says, bench one of O'Brien, Munoz, Gvardiol or Konsa. That is an absolute stacked back line. I would definitely start O'Brien. It's between Gvardiol and Munoz because I'd also want to start Konsa. I think they have one of the highest clean sheet odds. So if we look between Everton, Crystal Palace, Man City and Aston Villa, Everton, Aston Villa, and then it's between, City and Palace. Crystal Palace with 29%, City with 32%. It may have to be Munoz. May have to be Munoz to be benched there, unfortunately. It's between Munoz and Guardiola for me, so take your pick. But I would probably... Would I bench? Yeah, I'd probably bench Munoz. Just because they'll have, you know, Munoz and Crystal Palace in general. I do think Munoz will play, but I think Crystal Palace will have to rotate massively, and that will obviously impact them. Offside Footy F1, Nottingham Forest average position shows that Nico Williams move up, leaving Hull on the left, and Nottingham Forest conceding because of this, as one Nottingham Forest defence is 1v1 with opponent striker and other with opponent right wing. Bowen could actually feast with SofaScore data. I mean, your analysis is crazy. Every time you come into these comments, you leave a little tidbit, and this one I particularly enjoy as a Bowen captainer. So just to go through what you said again there, their average position shows Nico Williams is pushing up pushing up his wing, and he's leaving a hole on the left-hand side, and that's where Bowen would be playing on his right-hand side. So I really like that analysis. That's what I want to hear. Nathan, you said, what's up? Bench Sarr or Bowen or Salah? Didn't think I would ever consider benching Salah. I wouldn't bench Salah there. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so Nathan, bench Sarr or Bowen or Salah? I would probably bench Sarr there. Yeah, I would not. I mean, between Sarr and Salah, let's be real. We're benching Sarr. They have a game 3 days beforehand. I know Salah would have been, you know, partying, but he doesn't drink anyways. So, yeah, I think he'll be fine. And he wants to break those records. So, Stephen Gill, I was thinking for you, but you made your transfers. Yeah, listen, I kind of got stressed out and forgot, you know, how to read the time. So I made my transfers very quickly at 5:29, thinking, oh my god, I have 1 minute, and I didn't even realize I got the timing all wrong. I was just stressing out. That's what FPL does to us, guys. This screws with our heads. I forgot how to read the time. Glenn says, Milenkovic or Saliba? I'd start Saliba there. Zalulu Bear, hi mate, would you start Kluivert or Sarr? I would definitely start Kluivert. I'm selling Sarr, or I sold Sarr, as you saw. But I would start Kluivert there. He's on penalties too. Even without Sarr being a bit of a minute stout with the FA Cup, I would start Kluivert. Jeevan Gill, why am I getting convinced to captain Bowen over Watkins? Lol. Don't listen to us, Jeevan. Do the right thing and don't listen to us. But, I mean, if you want to, join the club, you know. Mohamed Daniel Hasif, why Enzo, mate? The reason I got Enzo in is I don't love the move, but basically I only had 5 million to buy a midfielder in order to fund Mateta to Watkins. I had 5 million spare for a midfielder when I sold Sarr, and Enzo is 4.7 mil, and I'm literally only basing this off the hope that Enzo will now play in the 10 as you know, the fact that Chelsea don't have a striker. And I'm just reading now, Offside Footy says start a poll for captaincy, so I will do that. Captain. So let me do this real quick. GW37 captain. And let's go for, I mean, who are the obvious captains? Obviously Watkins. We're going to throw Bowen in there. We'll throw in Bumo in too. We can only do 4 at a time. So do I want to say, like, I mean, why can we only do 4? That's so annoying. Who's the top 4 captains? Watkins, Bowen, and Bumo. Who else do I have in my team? That's a better question. No, I'll go like, is Salah up there? Who else are people captaining? I mean, let's look at Rob T's, you know, his projected scores. Watkins, Haaland, Palmer could be a shout for captain. You know what? I'll throw Palmer in there. I'll throw Palmer in there into the captaincy poll. I wish I could do an other, but you know what? We're just going to do those top 4. I mean, it's annoying that you can only do 4 players. There's so many captaincy shouts this game week. Just to go, I'm going to jump ahead of to Sohail's question. Would you start Murphy over Kluivert? Yes. I would actually start Kluivert over Murphy, I think. I do think. Because the only reason I'm thinking that is 1, penalties, and 2, City haven't had the FA Cup 3 days before. I know they have crazy squad depth and they're always going to be a top team. But so are Arsenal, and this is the only game Arsenal have to play for. So I think Arsenal will put all their, effort into this game and getting a clean sheet. Whereas, Kluivert, he's on the penalties and he'll be playing a hopefully tired City in this case. So I would actually start Kluivert over Murphy there. Okay, going back up to the questions, guys. Going to fly through these. James says, what's your thoughts on Asensio? Possibly going to do Sarr to him. I want a differential. I love Sarr to Asensio. I think that's a great move and definitely a differential. So don't mind it at all, James. Don't mind it at all. Josh McDonald, Wood or Isak to Watkins? Sorry, just to answer your question, James, I want to throw out another possibility is Pedro Neto. Another option that you could go for instead of Asensio. I think both of them are great moves. I do think Asensio is a good move, and if that's the one you really want to go for it. But I just want to throw on your plate a Pedro Neto who may be playing as a striker tonight. So let's see what happens there. Josh McDonald, Wood or Isak to Watkins? I'd probably want to keep, ideally, both of them. But if I had to sell and you could afford it, probably Isak. I actually think Wood would be a better hold for the rest of this season, funnily enough. Just Isak's fixtures are very tough. Glenn Phillips says, Brighton will make big problems for a beached Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, look at my team. I'm literally benching Virgil van Dijk instead of a Estupinian. And that might make me a stupid man. Hooray. But Liverpool have 1% higher clean sheet odds. Oh, God. Liverpool will score. Liverpool will score against Brighton. But, I just see them partying and I'm like, what is... I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna just play a Estupinian and hope that, Van Dijk doesn't even play. Which is a bit stupid to say, but is what it is. I'm starting a Estupinian. Has to be done. It's Alex Escobedo. That would help Wan-Bissaka a lot. Yeah, like you said before. I think you're referring to what Offside Footy said. Agreed. I think it would help Wan-Bissaka having that right side open. Dev says, hey mate, great stream. Thanks very much. What's your view on Rodgers over Watkins on captaincy? I don't mind it if you're really going for a differential. I do think Watkins will outscore Rodgers. He's going to be on penalties most likely. So I do think Watkins is a better captain. And I think Watkins is the best captain this game week. But then, yet again, you look at my team and I'm not captaining him. I'm captaining Bowen instead. So it all depends on your rank, what you want to do. Rodgers will definitely be a huge differential compared to Watkins. David 44, I have Haaland, Isak and Wood in attack. Wood to Vardy, a horrible move. I don't think it's a good move. Horrible is a very strong word, David. But I would keep Wood for sure. Patrick Manson, thanks for answering my question earlier. No problem at all, mate. Glad you like the aggressive Palmer first move as that's what I'd already gone for. Oh, good to know. I know I didn't have to play Sarr. Love the content. Good luck. Yeah, I think you've got it figured out. Love the aggressive Palmer move, then Saka the following game week. So good luck, Patrick. Welcome to the stream. Offside Footy, do a captaincy poll, mate. Already done. That was me. I saw that and then I did it. So thanks for the reminder. Joe says, better combo, Marmoush and Rodgers or Vardy and Eze? Ooh. I like Vardy compared to Marmoush. You know what? I think Vardy and Eze is my answer to your question. Sergio Pinto, captain Mbumo or Vardy? I think Mbumo is a better captain than Vardy, but I don't mind it at all. I do not mind it at all. Vardy was in my captaincy poll, in my captaincy picks this game week. Venga DSN says, hi, who should I bench? Isak or Elanga? I would bench Elanga there. David, I've Haaland, Isak. Sorry, I already answered your question. Jake, if you could pick an Everton defender for this game week, who would you choose between Mykolenko or Keane? I'd probably go for Mykolenko. Yeah. Pang YS says, Shade or Enzo better? I think Shade's better. If I had the funds, I would have gone Shade, to be honest. Gonçalo Pacheco, Isak to Watkins or transfer roll. Maybe a -4 is not worth to keep Isak and sell Marmoush, right? Yeah, I don't think Isak to Watkins is worth the -4 to answer your question. H the Wizard, wow, Captain Bowen. Yeah, I know. Bit of a risk taker over here, if I do say so myself. Zach McParland says, I've got double Liverpool defence, Konate and Van Dijk. Use one free transfer on Mateta to Watkins. Should I take a hit, get one of those defenders out? If so, who do you like for a punt? I think the hit, if you have to start both of them, I mean, it depends who the rest of your defenders are. If you can bench one of them and start the other, I don't mind it, and I probably wouldn't sell for a -4 in that case. But if I was going to, I'd probably go for Aitnuri. Like I said earlier, I don't think his clean sheet odds are the highest, but he's basically playing as a winger and it's a big differential. So high ceiling with the Aitnuri pick. Glenn Phillip, Asensio is on pens. Watkins is totally overvalued. You know what? That's a great point to make. If Asensio plays, he's probably on pens, although he did miss the last two. So we know Watkins' record on penalties isn't great either, but I actually think that's a really important point to make and makes me feel even better about not captaining him. Greg Cronin says, well, Stephen, well, Greg, welcome to the stream. You have 5.5 million spare after Mateta to Watkins. Would you still go for Enzo Elanga, Ahmad Shade? I like Shade. Out of all of those, I do like the Shade pick. He's on form, very differential. Yeah, I like Shade as a pick there, and I would have gone for him if I had 5.5 million spare. H the Wizard, start Saliba or Nico Williams? I'd start Saliba. Charlie Mulcrone says bench one of Salah, Eze, Mbumo, Bowen, Rodgers, Isak, Cunha. Could have to be, I'm thinking between Rodgers, Cunha and Eze. Rodgers, Cunha and Eze. It might actually be Cunha. Might have to be Cunha. You know what? I do think it's actually between Cunha and Eze. When I narrow it down, it's between those two. Just because of the FA Cup, Eze's slightly playing on my mind there. But he's on pens and he is a midfielder. So it could have to be Cunha on the bench there. What did you think, Charlie? Who were you going to bench before you asked me? I'm interested to hear. Because it is a difficult one with that lineup. Glenn Phillip says Salah to Palmer, bro. I don't think it's worth the -4 for me, but yeah, I don't think it's worth the -4 for anyone. But I do think if you could do it for free, it's a good move. Aaron Yeager, hi again. I have Asensio on my team. Should I still do Isak to Watkins? Yeah, I mean, if you can do it for free, yeah. But if it's for a hit, I wouldn't do it. VC, sell Isak and buy Watkins, or sell Elanga, buy Rodgers and Asensio. You have bench boost 38. If this is all for free, I don't mind Isak to Watkins there, because I quite like holding on to Elanga, to be honest. They don't have bad fixtures at all, not in Forest. A2 Chavossi, Isak and KDB to Palmer and Watkins with a hit and captain Palmer. If it allows you to fund that move, I don't mind it at all, actually. I don't mind it at all. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Isak and KDB out? Oh, is it worth the -4? I'm not sure it's worth the -4. Sorry, I just want to give that proper thought, A2, because I don't want to just send you on a wild goose chase, but I actually don't think I would do that. I take my answer back. I revise. I don't think I would do that for a -4. Stephen Gill, is Watkins on penalties a positive? Watkins on penalties is a positive for... Okay, I see what you mean, because you think he might miss one. Very good, very good. I hope he does. Even though I have him, he's probably going to be effective ownership over 100%. So why'd I even transfer him in that case? What am I saying? I hope he scores a hat-trick. Do I? Reece Clay, start Raya or Martinez? I'd start Martinez there. Harry Widop, is Mateta to Watkins worth it if it means I can't afford Saka next week? If so, are there any Saka alternatives? I do think it's worth it. Don't think Saka is absolutely essential. Are there any Saka alternatives? I think Kluivert is a really nice pick to end the season. Really like him for the last game week. Sakib says, Isak to Watkins or Pep to Emery? Wow, okay, this is a really interesting question. Pep to Emery. I think Pep to Emery. I think Pep to Emery. Yeah, quite like that. Mohamed Nabil, what about Salah captain? Yeah, he's always going to be a shout, isn't he? He's Mo Salah. Hussein Karaki, Isak to Watkins or Roll? I have Wissa and Rodgers and Marmoush also. I think Marmoush is more of a sell than Isak. Can you do Marmoush to Watkins? Bit of an ask, I know. Let me know. But yeah, Isak to Watkins. If you can do it for free, I don't mind it. David44, thanks for a great stream, brother. No problem at all. I'm winning my mini league because of you. Have a great game week. Wow, that is an honor. That is an honor, David. You can't give it all to me. It's been a long season. You've played a good game, so congrats on being ahead in your mini league. Hopefully, it stays that way by the end of the season. Jack, you say, which three should I start? Either Aitnuri, Gvardiol, Munoz, or Van Dijk. So to bench out of those three, I would probably bench. I mean, let's look at Wolves' clean sheet odds very quickly. 22%. Oh, you know what? It's between Aitnuri and Munoz. I know Munoz is at home and has higher clean sheet odds. You know what? I'd bench Van Dijk. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. Jack, bench Van Dijk out of those 3, out of those 4 even. Then you say, James says, I'll take the Neto shout. Thank you. Oh, okay, instead of Asensio. Yeah, go for it, man. What if I come back to you with, what about a Forest differential midfielder? Yeah, they were in my video as well. Forest mids, definitely a differential. I mean, Gibbs, White, Alanga. Yeah, they're solid picks. For sure, solid picks. Sorry, just to go back to your question, Jack. You're top your mini league by 88 points. And to finish off, you said Gvardiol, Munoz, Aitnery or Van Dijk. I'd bench Van Dijk there. R. Campbell says, hi mate, would you bench Semenyo or Marmouche? I'd probably bench Marmouche. Stephen Gill, I've been convinced on Bowen captain. Just saw FPL Olympian has captain on him. Wow, okay. I mean, I don't know FPL Olympian, but it's good to hear more people are jumping on the Bowen wagon. Love it. Okay, so flying through the rest of these questions. Guys, just a reminder, we have 5 minutes, so probably good time to get those transfers in. It doesn't look like we're going to get much team news, but I don't want to just say that. Let me confirm if we got any team news very quickly. Any team news? I mean, it doesn't look... These aren't teams that we generally get team news for, unfortunately. What I will do is go to Emma's... to @Jump the Wave. She has really good predictors for starting lineups. So we're looking at... I mean, the one I'm going to look for straight away is Chelsea. Because I want to see... Lavia... George has a 53% chance of starting. I really hope George doesn't start. Because I want... them to play with Enzo in the 10. And I think if George plays, then Enzo won't play in the 10. But we will see. Time will tell. And then also, let's look at the Liverpool lineup. Van Dijk is only 96% chance to start, which is very low for him. He's always 100. So one person says he won't. I mean, he probably will. Let's be real. So let's go back to the chat, and I'll try to get in a few more answers. But bear in mind, guys, I would make your moves right now because we only have 3 and a bit minutes. Yeah, we only have 3 minutes now to get those moves in. So let's get those moves in. Okay, running man, play Kiwior or Bradley? I'd probably play Kiwior. Jack, I already answered that. H the Wizard, my advice to you is Captain Watkins. I'm going to respectfully decline that advice and Captain Bowen. Offside footy, apart from Salah, Liverpool defence going to be drunk and will get mid-game beer-induced cramps. Welbeck scoring headers could be real. Even João Pedro could be a real punt. He hauls when everyone benches him. This is so true. João Pedro is an absolute troll. But I do think you have an apt analysis there about Liverpool's mid-game beer-induced cramps. Could really come into play. I hope all those models and bookies odds have taken that into account. The Liverpool on the piss factor. Jack, I'm top my... Oh, sorry, I answered that already, mate. You've spammed that question like 5 times. To answer your question, Jack, because I keep saying it, you've spammed it about 5 times. Bench Van Dijk. You don't have to send it in so many times. Let's go through the rest of these questions, guys. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. Charlie Mulcrone was going to bench Isak. Oh, okay. I see what you mean, but I just don't feel... It doesn't feel right benching Isak, you know? He's Isak. He could definitely do something here. Robert Mullally, hi, play a free hit this week or keep it for the final day? Listen, you only have 2 minutes to build a free hit team, so I would keep it for the final day. To be honest, I would have played it. If you have time, go to my video, look at my free hit that I posted there, because I do think it's a really nice one. Yeah, if you have time to do it, then go for it. Jack, I'm top of my mini league. Oh, sorry, I keep answering Jack's questions. Oh my God. Mohammed says, hi, getting Neto and selling Sarr. Is it a good move as a differential? I love that move. Really do. I would have gotten Neto in for Sarr if I could have afforded it. Giovanni De Benedetti says, Raya or Areola? Nico Williams or Munoz? I would say Raya and Munoz. Glenn says, super nice chat, mate. Good luck and cheers from Oslo. Wow, okay. All the way from Norway, I believe. I hope. Oslo is in Norway. Yeah, thanks so much. Good luck this game week, Glenn. Rainey, start Murphy, Van Dijk or Saliba? I would start Murphy there. Always go for the attacker. Triple captain, Bowen, Palmer or Bowen? Go for Bowen, man. Join the ship. Patrick says, Mateta and Salah to Watkins and Palmer with a -4, fighting for a mini league win or Mateta and Marmoush to Watkins and Vardy for a -4. Wow, lots to think about there. 1 minute to go, guys. 1 minute to go. Patrick, to answer your question, I would hold on to Salah. I don't think he's worth a -4 out. Mateta and Marmoush, on the other hand, to Watkins and Vardy. Love that. Love that. I hope you went for that, Patrick. Let me know, because I know it's only 1 minute to the deadline, but I do like the Mateta and Marmoush to Watkins and Vardy move. Guys, 1 minute to deadline. Get those transfers locked in. Isak or Murphy, I'd go for Isak. Areola or Raya, I would go for Raya. Offside footy and Mbumo versus Bowen captaincy for me this week. Both could score equal points. Mbumo captain for me. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, guys. That is the deadline. It is 6 o'clock. 6 p.m. UK time. So I hope everyone got their teams sorted. I mean, if you saw me at 5:59, for some reason in my head, I forgot how to read the time and completely missed the boat there. And I just freaked out and, did my transfers half an hour early, which obviously is completely fine. But yeah, this is how I've lined up. I mean, let me get a little screenshot of this team so that I can let all my my loyal Twitter followers, only joking obviously, my Twitter followers see what I'm going for this game week, and we will lock this team in. But yeah, hopefully you guys can stick around for a few more minutes because I am going to anyways. And yeah, let's hang out. Let's see what else you guys have to say. Stephen Gill, thanks. No problem at all. Paul, thank you. You're very welcome, guys. Thanks for coming into the stream. Thank you very much. Let's get this. I'll get my team posted up very quickly now. You know what? Let me do my game week is locked in. Do I have a draft on my Twitter? Maybe I do. Let's post. Let's make a post. Here we go. I do actually. Yeah, I already loaded that up. Bowen captain. I mean, nothing changed here, did it? So let's throw that in. Good to go, guys. Post that. Boom. These moves were made. Here we go. Yeah, that's what we went for, guys. So good luck this game week. Hopefully, yeah, Anonymous L, thanks for another great stream. No problem at all. Thanks for coming in. Good to see all the familiar names every week. I mean, there's nothing quite like it, guys. It's good to see we're building a bit of a community here. I mean, we're almost at 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season. So, yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed, it would actually mean a lot to me. I'm really aiming for that 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season. So, we're so close. H the Wizard, I hope you don't regret Bowen. Me too, my friend, me too. No regrets, no matter what. Even if he comes off after the first minute, no regrets. But like I said, guys, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, I'm sure most of you have, everyone who watches my streams. But if you haven't, for whatever reason, subscribe and join the community, because we're trying to grow, and it helps me, make the decision if I'm going to keep, making FPL content next season. So hopefully I make the decision to continue, but we'll see how it goes, guys. Yeah, good luck this game week. I think I'm going to end it there, guys. Stephen Gill, if Bowen blanks, it's so over. It is so over. My season is already over, mate. It is already over, so I might as well just go for it, Just go for it. That's my, that's just my thought process. Before we leave, I want to see the captaincy poll. It looks like, can I show this on, oh yeah, I can. Here we go. That's the Game Week 37 captaincy poll. So looks like Watkins is top by far. Mbumo is second with 27%. Palmer is third with 11%. And then Bowen is actually at the bottom. I think it's just because, a lot of people don't own Bowen. And if everyone owned him, everyone would captain him, obviously, because he's the best captain this game week. Yeah. No, I don't think he is the best captain this game week. I think Watkins is, but I went for Bowen anyways. So, is what it is. Patrick, I dipped off the stream to make the transfer. Took Salah out instead. Haha, my bad. Hey, listen, still fine. I think you're in the right headspace, but yeah, I would have done the other set of transfers, Patrick, but I hope it works out for you. Jeevan, you also captain Bowen. I love that for you. You're joining me for the ride. Let's go, man. Let's go. I mean, my captaincy picks have been all right this year. I think I have like a 70% hit rate, so I checked it the other day, so not bad. So Hale, you say, good luck. You went Palmer captain, hiding behind the sofa tonight, man. You'll be sitting front and center in that sofa when Palmer bags a hat-trick. So I I hope Enzo assists every single one of those, so hail. Then we'll be laughing all the way to the bank there. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, hopefully everyone has a great game week, and I hope that you have a nice weekend above all else. Enjoy the weather. If you're in the UK, then it's absolutely gorgeous, or if you're in Ireland as well, it's absolutely gorgeous this weekend. So let's go out and enjoy it, and hopefully everyone gets some big scores this game week. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much for coming into the stream. Like I said already, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, it would mean a whole lot if we can get to 5K by the end of the season. So come on, join the community. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Have a good